Well, let's talk about some positives. I mean, it might look like our secondary got carved up, but they really didn't. Yeah, Geno Smith had 4 seconds in the pocket, average. He had all kinds of time. Our guys covered long enough. We just had no pass rush, Russell. We rushed 4 guys with no pressure. They rushed 4 guys and got pressure. They were pressuring us all game. Jared Goff was under duress, and they were only rushing 4 guys. And you got guys like Jordan Brooks and Bobby Wagner back there to stop the run. You're not getting more than 4 or 5 yards in a run, okay?
Right.
It's not going to happen. Those guys are just too good of tacklers. So David Montgomery going out was a huge blow. It seemed like we had no run game after that. Craig looked like he was running in quicksand. Jahmyr Gibbs couldn't break the first tackle. Those are really good tacklers, though, right? That's a really good tackling team. They're a well-coached team. And you know what, Russ? They're a deep team. They're deep like we are. These 2 teams were evenly matched, just like they were last year. They both got better in the offseason.
Yes.
And it came down to who had the ball last. I put this one, though, on Dan Campbell. The defensive line, we didn't get any pressure. Aiden Hutchinson was missing the whole game. But I got to put it on Dan Campbell on that last drive. You had the ball for the last possession. You had control of the game. But he went conservative. And he had some questionable play calling. Ben Johnson was some questionable play calling. You got to go for the throat, man. You got to go for the win. He was trying not to lose, to fight another day in overtime. And it's easy for me to second-guess him and say that was the wrong decision. But how are you going to go for it 3 times on 4th down, show you got these big, giant cojones, and then when it really matters, you fold and you play conservative and you take the field goal? If we'd have won the coin toss, I think we'd be talking about a victory today, but that's an if, right? So very disheartening. The injuries are the worst part. No pass rush. And to answer your question, Aaron Glenn, I think this is a non-issue. I know I'm alone on this.
No, that's fine. I mean,
I don't think
scale of 1 to 10. I mean, what is your concern of Aaron Glenn on a scale of 1 to 10? A 2. Okay.
Yeah, because he doesn't suit him up. So
right. Well, I want to address two of the things that you said right there. And for one, I want to put the blame of this game onto Pete Carroll, because I got to give this guy credit, because when our offensive lineman went out, he knew where right to attack. He knew that he had an advantage anywhere Jerry Jacobs was lined up on the field, and he was smart enough as a coach to know to scheme things to have different wide receivers catching the ball where they thought that they had an advantage. So it was a good game, and they lost again. At least they made him punt. Now, as far as the Dan Campbell thing goes, I got to give you that. I can't really push back on that, even though I want to, about Dan Campbell not being aggressive. Dan Campbell, this is the message right here for you from a fan that is a fan of you. And I can live with all of your aggressiveness, Dan Campbell. I can live with it. I can say, hey, pause on Dan Campbell here for a minute, because that's just who he is. Make that who you are, Dan. If you're gonna be that, be that. Be that all the way, and don't apologize for it. So that's the end of that one.